Hi, I'm June Williamson, the Happy Thai Girl. Today on Cooking Made Easy with June, we'll be making an easy cinnamon roll breakfast cake. This is a twist on the classic cinnamon roll. Your family will really love it. That's coming right up on Cooking Made Easy with June. Hi, welcome. I'm so excited to show you this great recipe. It's actually Wendy. Wendy's my friend, and she is going to be making this great cake. But first, I would like to thank Macy's. Macy's, the happy shopping store. Have you been to Macy's?
Yes, I love Macy's. They have everything I need in Macy's.
Don't you love it? You go in there
Yes.
and you see that sign that says happy shopping. You gotta be happy.
And they're so nice too.
They are.
Yeah.
Awesome. We're so excited. Anyway, so Macy's, thank you so much. But Wendy, tell me about how you came up when I asked Wendy. So, Wendy, what is your signature dish? How did you come up with this dish?
Well, this is just a family favorite. My kids love it. My husband loves it. I had it in a neighbor's home, and she made it for me one time, and I was like, I have to have that recipe.
Oh my gosh.
So she gave it to me, and after I made it, everyone was like, you gotta keep making that, it's so good. So it'll quickly become a family favorite, hopefully.
Okay, I'm so excited. I've never had this, and I'm looking at the recipe, and I'm like, gosh, this is pretty simple. I mean, it's got so it's gonna be interesting to see what the little tweak is.
It's really easy, and everything's in your pantry, so you don't really have to, you know, if you need something, run to Macy's and get it. And if not, you have most of this stuff in your house.
I'm excited. Okay, let's get started, and we can talk a little bit more about you. Okay, it says here 3 cups of flour, so you can go ahead and get started.
Yeah, so 3 cups of flour, and I like to just measure it by scooping and leveling off my measuring cup.
Okay.
That way you know that it's the same amount every time you make it.
I find that when I'm baking, I need to do that. And when I cook, I just throw things in. And if I don't measure like that, then it comes out.
Yeah, and baking, your measurements have to be more precise, or it won't turn out.
I notice you're spooning it in too, because if you just go scoop it, it'll pack it down, right? And it'll be different.
You'll get too much, and it will be heavy and a dense, really dense
Very
cake.
good tip. I love it. Okay, go ahead.
So then you're just gonna level off the top. So we have one. We're gonna do 2 more here.
So,
and you can use bread flour or all-purpose. I've used both.
Bread flour doesn't make it too heavy?
No, I actually love it for baking.
So I'm curious to see what the texture is going to be like if it's a take on cinnamon rolls, because I love using bread flour for cinnamon roll, but for cinnamon roll cake,
it actually works great in cakes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So the difference between bread flour and flour is, I noticed one time I was like, what is the difference? They add what do they add? Gluten, or what do they add?
Well, the bread flour, it develops the gluten as you work with it. And so I don't know that much about it, but I just really like the way it works in cakes and cookies.
Wow. I used to think that was just for like yeast breads and cinnamon rolls. I never thought, I'm gonna try it one day.
Okay, so there's 3 cups of flour. And then to that we're gonna add a cup of sugar. And this is granulated sugar.
Okay.
So
not powdered sugar, is that what you're saying?
Not powdered sugar.
Okay.
Yeah. And this one you can scoop it.
Okay. Because the sugar, it doesn't pack. It just, it's kind of there.
If I can get it good.
You got it,
Just kind of shake it on top. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. And then to that we'll add 4 teaspoons of baking powder.
Okay.
And I usually just do like a tablespoon, which is 3 teaspoons, and then another teaspoon. So you'll have 4 teaspoons.
Yeah, nifty little thing there. It scrapes it for you. The little food club baking powder. I love that. Not all the baking powders have that.
And then we need a little bit of salt. So a 1/4 teaspoon of salt.
Okay. This is just basic. Now, have you ever thought of trying using a self-rising flour, or no? Are you?
I wouldn't use self-rising because we've got our baking powder.
Okay.
So that would already have a leavening agent in it, and you don't really want that.
Okay.
So, and then you'll just take your whisk and mix it up nice and so it's nice and even. You don't have any lumps of baking powder or salt anywhere. And I will sometimes do this instead of sifting. So you can use your whisk to kind of sift it. Well, this is my cheat. I cheat and use a whisk.
I cheat by just not doing it.
Okay, so that's really good. We're done with that.
Awesome.
So there's our dry ingredients.
Okay.
And then we're gonna mix our wet in a separate bowl. And in this measuring glass, we have 1.5 cups of milk.
Okay.
And then to that, we'll add 2 eggs.
Oh, I forgot this. Let me grab the eggs.
You're good. 2 eggs and 2 teaspoons of vanilla.
Okay. Go ahead and add the vanilla. Let
Okay.
me grab the eggs here.
And the vanilla is kind of expensive right now, but it's
Right.
really good, and so I don't really like to skimp on it because it adds a
No.
lot of flavor.
And you have to use the real extract. I said this on the show once. Somebody told me how to, I was at this store and I said, oh my gosh, vanilla is $25. And
I know.
She was like, well, you could make your own. You know how she's just walking
Yeah.
by and I talk out loud. I was like, I'm in the middle of the strange place and I just say, oh, vanilla, $25. So the stranger walks by, she goes, you can make your own. And you had to get vodka or some kind of liquor.
I have a neighbor who makes her own. Yeah.
Why can't you
I've
get
never
some?
tried it, but
Can you? Is that
I've heard
okay?
it works. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay, right? It's not alcohol,
Yeah.
but if you cook it, it's a
I don't know. I mean, vanilla has alcohol in it, so.
right. So you have a neighbor. She should sell it.
Yeah, she should.
Or
It's
where can we
really
go
good.
buy? Well, if she's your neighbor, why don't you make her a cake?
I should
And see if
make
she
her a
gets some
cake.
vanilla.
Yeah. Okay. We can do an exchange.
Okay.
Okay, so 2 eggs. And I like to crack them in a separate bowl. Then you don't
Okay.
bite into like a hard bit of eggshell in your nice soft cake.
Nice. Keep going. I'm gonna turn this
Okay.
over.
So mix that up really good until the eggs aren't, you can't see the eggs. They're just nice and mixed into the milk. And then we're just gonna add our wet and dry ingredients.
Okay.
So we'll pour the wet into the dry.
You're so good. I love watching you cook.
And just continue to whisk it until it's all uniform. You don't want any big lumps of flour anywhere.
I always tell people, oh, cooking is so therapeutic. I mean,
It is, I love
don't
cooking.
you just love
Yeah.
to, like, if
You can take out your aggressions and stuff.
Yes, yes. Especially, I have lots of methods in Thai food in this. Chop the meat, cut the
Yep.
things. But my problem is, if I'm stressed, I cook. If I'm not stressed, I cook. So I still eat it all. So
Same.
So do you? If I'm mad, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna.
Okay, you don't want to mix it too much,
Yeah.
but you want
Oh,
all the
okay.
lumps to get out of it, and you don't want any trace of flour
I
in
wonder
it.
why we don't want to mix it too much. I've seen, those instant packets. And don't mix it too much. Why is that? Does it,
It
make
just
too
makes it
dense?
tough and dense.
Oh.
So you want a lighter cake, so
Okay,
you don't want to
okay.
overmix it.
All right.
And then we're
Is that
going to
it?
melt a
Oh.
stick of butter.
Oh, this is
in the
what
microwave.
makes it so good.
Yes, butter makes everything
Do
better.
you cut it first, or do you just stick it in?
I usually cut it because
Okay.
I usually get
So it'll melt
a
evenly?
butter explosion in my microwave
Ah.
if I don't.
That's a very good tip, actually,
So
Wendy.
just put the butter in there.
Okay.
And the original recipe actually calls for 2 sticks, but I think 1 is plenty.
Really?
And if you do 2, it kind of is a little bit heavier. It sinks and makes really big holes in your cake. So I like to just use 1 stick.
I'm glad that you tried it before.
And that saves on calories too.
You what?
It saves on calories, right?
How do you save calories eating a cake? No, here's my thing on calories. I feel like if I'm gonna eat something that's caloric, I'm gonna eat a really good calorie.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Might
I'm
as
not
well
gonna
go
waste
all
my
the way.
calories on
Yeah.
a fake stuff or something that's not
Yeah.
good. So I'm like, no, it's gotta be
No.
exceptional. And
Yes.
all the way. No substitution, not
That's right.
margarine, right?
No margarine, not in this recipe.
Never margarine.
And before you start, you want to remember to preheat your oven to 350 degrees
Oh, okay.
and spray your baking pan.
Okay,
Because you
there's-
don't want to have your cake stuck to your pan.
Yeah, keep going. I'm just gonna take. You want it all the way melted, right?
Yeah, all the
Okay.
way melted.
All right, keep going.
Okay, so just spray it with a nonstick cooking spray.
Oops.
And then your pan's ready to go.
So Wendy, is it okay?
Do you have a spatula?
Yes.
Okay.
So it was kind of almost melted, but then I'm gonna stir it and melt it all the way. Is that good enough?
That's what I do all the time.
Oh, okay.
Then it's not too hot.
Right. Okay. Can we get spatula?
So we'll just take the butter, and you're just gonna slowly add in the butter so it doesn't end up on your counter, on your clothes.
I love them. I need to cook more like you. Yeah. Everybody, you're such a messy cook.
Also, you don't want scrambled eggs in your cake.
Oh, that's a very good
So
point.
if you let it cool down just a little bit, then you won't end up with scrambled eggs.
Yeah. See, so you are really good. You're like, gradually, sir. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
okay, let's go. I guess sometimes you would do that. You're in a hurry.
If you start to see little white strings, you know that it's started to scramble your eggs. And you want to take those bits
I never thought about
out.
that. That's good too. It's good to
Okay,
point
so
out.
that's nice and mixed, and we'll just add that to our baking pan.
Awesome. Okay, so you sprayed it and then,
Yep.
okay. Let's turn it this way. There you go. Oh, that looks so good. It looks
It
so
is so
moist.
good.
And just the perfect texture. You always wonder
Yeah,
if
it's
you
nice
use
and
regular flour,
smooth.
yeah. And I'm gonna have to say that it's when you measure the spoon, when you spoon in the flour, that makes such a difference in the
Yeah,
amount of
it
flour.
does. And that way it turns out the same every
Yeah.
time, because if you do measure your ingredients different every time, your cake's
Of
gonna
course.
end up different every time. So just make sure you get into those corners so it's nice and flat and you don't have any skinny pieces.
My
They're
thing, I
all the
always
same.
puff up in the middle, and I've seen them shake the pan. Is that what the purpose of it?
Yeah, you can shake it, you can bang it on the counter, you can do whatever.
But you just spread.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just spread it nice and even, and this
Okay.
cake doesn't really come up in the middle.
Okay.
It bakes pretty evenly.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're going to take a little break. When we come back, we are going to make the streusel. Is that how I
Yes.
pronounce it? The streusel to go on it, and so don't go away. We're coming right back. Okay, you've got to see the whole thing. Welcome back. I'm so excited to make this streusel. Streusel. I don't know why I can't pronounce it. It's German,
Yeah,
right?
streusel.
Streusel.
Yeah.
Let's make the streusel.
Okay.
And then we're gonna get it on here. Go.
So for the streusel, we're gonna take a cup of brown sugar, and I like it really packed in there.
Okay.
So
Now,
actually, here,
No, go
this
ahead.
might be easier. So kind of just push it down with your hand so it's nice and packed in there.
most of the time when you do measure brown sugar, we pack it down. But
Yes.
yes, and so, but I have this recipe that made my cookies. Let's not pack it down. So
And you
it's-
don't pack it?
No, I don't.
I like the
it's
sugar.
fine.
It gives, it
Yeah.
just makes it yummy.
No, I'm
Okay.
excited.
So
Who
put
does
your
it?
brown sugar in there, and then to that you'll add a tablespoon of cinnamon.
Okay. Cinnamon. Let's load it
Yummy,
up.
and it's a lot of cinnamon, but
Yeah.
it's so good, and it
No.
gives it that nice dark color.
Yeah.
Like the Cinnabon has, when you bite into a
Cinnabon,
Cinnabon,
I
and it's
know.
really dark
I'm
cinnamon.
so excited.
It's yummy.
Yes.
And then
I
to
was-
that, you're gonna add, I kind of just mix that together real quick,
Okay.
but then you're gonna add a stick of softened butter.
Okay. Do you have any tips on softening butter if you forgot to leave it out?
Yeah, I just cut it in little slices, and I'll
Okay.
put it on a small plate and stick it in the microwave for maybe 8 or 10 seconds.
Okay,
And it
I
will
love
just soften
that.
it up. Some parts might get a little melty, but that's okay in this.
Okay.
And even if you wanted to melt this, you probably could. It doesn't have to be just
But
softened.
it would be all weird, huh?
Well,
Maybe
once
too
we get it
crispy?
mixed,
Yeah.
it's really mixed well. So I'm
Okay.
thinking that maybe softened or melted would be fine.
Okay.
But
I know, because I always ask for tips for that, because I stick the whole thing in and I'm like, how many seconds? And then it melts the whole thing. You know what I mean? So you have to watch
yeah.
it.
You want it really soft, or you just get like a good arm workout for the day. This is my arm workout for the day.
You didn't work out today. I didn't work out today. Good.
You want it mixed really well so you don't have big chunks of butter in there.
Okay, while you're doing that, tell me about like a little bit about yourself and your family. I know Lindsay told me that. I was just so surprised. They've known each other for a while, her and Maddie.
Yeah.
But then when she mentioned about that you do all these amazing things like cakes, and I mean this is a simple recipe, but it's I'm just like, what do you love to make? Is it the
I love
cakes?
to make everything. I make a lot of cake. I love to bake. That's probably the thing I like the most.
Okay.
But I love cooking. We love to make homemade pizza. We love to make Thai
Ooh.
food.
Really?
Yes, we love all kinds
have
of
a
food.
conversation. I'd like to know what you make.
Well, I
for
have your
Thai.
cookbook, and it's
Oh.
really good.
Oh, thanks for the shout out.
It's awesome.
But you know what my weakness is? The pizza crusts. We'll have to.
Oh yeah, I have a really good recipe for that.
Awesome. Okay, so that would be a good thing to have. Maybe we'll have another show of homemade pizza crusts. I
Yes.
always make it too dense. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But this cake is so simple.
It's so good and yummy, and it smells so good. It makes your house smell really good while you're making it.
So what, like, would you say your signature dish was? Like if you say this is the thing.
Well, I think I would say any baked good.
Okay.
I make a lot of baked goods. Yeah.
I know you say so tiny. Okay.
I take them to the neighbors.
That's what I do too. I know. I always get. I know I'm much bigger than you, but I know
you're not.
I do have to eat it though, and there's some things I can't make.
I have a sweet tooth, so yeah.
Me too.
It's bad.
So now that looks pretty mixed.
It's pretty mixed.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can get your hands in here and get a little messy if you want to. And you're actually going to get messy anyway.
Oh, okay. So let's do it. Yeah.
So it's pretty mixed.
So here's our therapeutic cooking.
Yes.
We can
so you're just going to take it and kind of like crumble it over the top of the cake.
Lovely.
You don't want any super big chunks anywhere, but make sure you get it into the corners and on the sides.
And this is where my impatience of baking comes in. I would just go, okay. And then, but it will still taste good. If
well,
you
want
like
every bite to have cinnamon in it because it will be so good.
I'm like, okay.
And if you get a bite without, then you're like, oh, I got ripped off.
Okay. See, okay. You have to be a little bit precise in this area.
Yes. And it does take a little time, but it's worth it, I promise.
I'm glad I didn't try doing this on my own because I would be like, okay, this is dumb. I'm just going to dump it in there, big clumps. And then I'm going to take a fork and go like this, and it'll go in the batter.
It's good. The reason you don't want big clumps, well, these little clumps are going to make little tunnels and like little mazes in the cake.
Okay.
And then you're going to pour that glaze down into those crevices, and it's going to be really yummy. But if you have too much in one spot, you'll have like a crater on your cake instead of nice little tunnels.
But it would still taste good.
And it would still taste good. It doesn't matter.
Make me feel better, because that's what I'll probably do when I make this cake.
It will still taste wonderful.
All right.
And then I just take like a sharp knife seems to work better, and you're going to marble it. So you just want to go in there.
Probably because it cuts into the little crumbs and it makes it go smoother.
Cut through the chunks.
Because if you don't use a sharp knife, I think it would move the clumps a little bit more.
Yeah.
Look at you. Give me a pattern. What are you doing?
You just go all over. It's anything goes, whatever you want.
Okay.
Just make sure you have, some everywhere.
See, cooking is awesome. This is why we love to watch it.
And you're going to have some chunks on top, and that's fine. Because they're just going to melt into the batter.
Okay, I forgot, I turned the oven off, but I'm gonna.
So I think this is good.
Okay.
And then we'll just stick this in our 350-degree oven for about 25 to 30 minutes until the toothpick comes clean.
So I'm gonna put this here until when the oven is when it heats up, and then I'll put it in there, but let's.
Can I wash my hands?
Yes, go wash your hands. And here's a towel. So let's quickly make the glaze. So we're gonna make the glaze, and then we're gonna take a little break, and then we're going to glaze. So hang out here with us. Do we need a bowl for the glaze, or are you gonna put it in? Okay. So talk about the glaze.
Okay, so the glaze is really easy. It's just simple powdered sugar, milk, vanilla.
Okay.
So you're gonna put in, I think it's 2 cups of powdered sugar. I just pour it right over here, and then you won't.
Awesome.
Kind of shake it in there. It doesn't have to be exactly.
Okay. So this is one thing that I can do. I'm just kidding. Okay.
If you like it a little thicker, add more. If you want it thinner, add more milk.
Awesome. So
about 2 cups.
Okay. So this is actually, and then just milk and vanilla. Woo.
Yeah. So 5 tablespoons of milk, and then 1 teaspoon of vanilla.
I'm not sure if I measured that. I was just putting it.
Oh. We might have to add a little powdered sugar to that.
Sorry, I thought okay, I would just.
That's fine.
I didn't measure to put it in. Okay. It'll be good. Let's see.
So
you can tell me the texture.
It looked like it was about a quarter cup to me. So 5 tablespoons would be a quarter cup plus a tablespoon.
Does that look about right?
I think I'm going to add just a touch more powdered sugar to that.
Yeah. I'm glad it's just the glaze that we mess up, that I mess up.
But like I said, it's easy. I mean, whatever. Yeah. Anything goes here.
Oh, that looks good. That's about right?
You want a nice kind of drizzly.
Do you want to add a little bit more vanilla, or are you okay with this?
Nope, I think that's good.
Okay. All right.
And also a pinch of salt. That kind of just
this is salt. So pinch.
Cuts the sweetness and brings out the flavor.
So I would say if you don't want to pinch, you're worried about an
smidgen, a pinch.
About an 1/8 teaspoon?
Yeah,
Maybe?
1/8
Okay.
teaspoon.
Just some people are very exact. Well,
Yeah.
okay, we will come back. When we come back, we're going to glaze the hot. I'm so excited. And then we're going to eat it.
It's going to be so good.
We're going to eat it. So come back. All right, Wendy, we've got the cake
Yum, it
coming
smells so good in
out.
here.
I know, I'm so excited. I see what you're talking about now, the craters.
Yeah, it kind of makes little
Oh
holes
my
throughout
goodness.
the cake.
Now, when you were swirling it, did you go to the very bottom or did you
I didn't go to the bottom. I kind of just did the top.
middle, okay.
But it just sinks
But
down
look at
into
that.
those where you put the knife.
Okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then we're just going to take our glaze.
Okay.
And drizzle it over the top of the cake.
That looks so
And you want to get
delicious.
it everywhere because
Yeah.
it'll just go down in those little crevices and kind of make it ooey gooey like a cinnamon roll.
Yes.
So
oh my
yummy.
goodness. That
And this
looks
is so much
good.
faster than making a cinnamon roll.
Yes, it is.
And tastes just as good.
Yes. Oh my goodness, that looks so great.
So just keep going till it's all,
Yeah.
use every last bit of the glaze.
Wow. Because if you pour it, it'll just make a flat thing and it won't go evenly.
Yeah.
So that looks so,
So
good.
there, you want to do that while it's warm, so it will just
Okay.
kind of soak into your cake.
Okay, I'm so
It
excited.
smells really good.
Okay, so you were going to show us how to garnish it.
Yes, so for the garnish, I like to use strawberries because it'll
Okay.
add like a little pop of color.
Okay.
So probably use a smaller strawberry
Okay.
for this because it's just an individual piece.
Okay.
But I just take a paring knife and you're gonna cut little slices in the strawberry, maybe 3 or 4.
Okay.
And don't go all the way through. You just wanna go
Okay.
right before you hit the stem.
Okay.
And then kind of just push that out with your
Ah,
thumbs.
lovely.
And then it just fans and looks really pretty.
Nice. Yes, I love it. Let's do
Yeah.
a plate for the camera. I
Okay.
mean, for the pictures.
And I like to serve it with bacon. Bacon
Ah.
is so yummy with
Look
everything.
at how perfectly she cooked. We'll have to do another segment on bacon. Just bacon.
I just bake it in the oven. Also, here's a trick that I was going to tell you.
Okay.
I love to use a plastic knife on my pans because then it doesn't scratch your nice pans.
Oh my goodness,
And
I like that.
A lady told me that, and I
Oh
have
my
been doing
gosh.
that ever since.
I did not even think about that. I love that. This is a nice pan too.
So you want nice big pieces. I usually do like 3 across.
Okay, so for the plating, would you do the middle piece, or do you do?
I
does
would
it matter?
probably do a middle for
Okay.
the plating, just
Okay,
because
so let's do a middle.
it'll be a lot prettier. And the first piece that comes out is never as pretty as the rest of them.
Well, I can eat that one. Gosh, this looks so good.
Maybe we'll go for that middle piece right there.
Yeah, I'll let you
Okay.
do it.
Uh-oh. Maybe we should take one out first and
Either
then...
way, yeah, let's take that
okay.
one out. Okay. Beautiful. Oh, that looks so moist. Oh, that's beautiful, Wendy.
You can see it kind of oozing in those little tunnels
Yes.
in there.
Oh
It's
my
really
gosh.
yummy. Then just put
Let's
your
put
pretty
that-
strawberry. Oh, actually, before
Okay.
I like to add a little extra glaze to mine
Oh, yes, go ahead.
when you're if you're gonna plate it.
Right.
And it just looks kind of pretty.
And I bet it tastes good too.
Yeah. Not too much, but a
Perfect.
little bit. Then put your strawberry on top
Okay.
and a couple slices of bacon
Yes.
off to the side.
Oh, that's lovely.
And there you
Beautiful.
go.
Oh my gosh. It looks like you spent forever doing that, but it's a
It looks
beautiful
really
cake.
pretty
Well,
and
let's
it
taste
tastes
it
really
quick
good.
here.
Okay.
Here, you want to just share this?
Yeah.
Or we can share.
Let's just share a little
Okay.
piece.
Oh, I'm going to go for it.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
I'm going to, here is the tasting. I'm going to take the moist, oh, do she want more glaze or no?
Oh yeah.
This is probably good.
We need more glaze,
Okay.
don't we? You
Okay.
always need more glaze.
Let's put some more glaze on it.
Okay.
Yes, 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 yes. Okay.
Okay.
So here we go. Let's go,
Okay.
Wendy.
I took a really big bite.
Wow.
Yours was dainty.
Oh my goodness. That is very delicious.
It's really
No
good.
wonder it's a favorite. What do you think about Adding some nuts to the streusel. Have you thought about
Nuts
that?
would be really good, as long as who you're serving it to doesn't have an allergy to nuts.
Well, yeah, but
But
I love nuts, so I think that
I
would be.
think pecans would be really good in that.
Pecans.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna keep eating this.
Go ahead, finish it off.
This is so yummy. You guys have to make this.
And make sure you don't overbake it.
Okay.
Because it will get really dry.
So I think the key tips to this recipe is spooning in the flour, because that's my bad. You just scoop it and adds a huge thing to it. But to keep it moist, you don't want to add too much flour. So
Not too
spooning
much
in the flour and not to overbake.
I usually check mine about 5 minutes before a recipe says it's supposed to be done.
Okay.
And just check it with a toothpick. If it comes out clean, take it out right away.
So this was 25 to 27 on the recipe, so we would start with 25.
Yes, start
And
with
then-
25
then
and
use
then
the
add
toothpick.
maybe 1 or 2 minutes at a time if you need to.
What's another tip? We add pecans if you'd like. Oh, I would
Pecans
add
would
pecans.
be,
I
yeah,
love
super
pecans.
yummy.
And then what else? What's another tip?
Just make sure you put the glaze on while it's warm.
Yes.
Because then it will soak into the cake.
Okay.
If you do it while it's cold, it will kind of just maybe glaze the top of it. Yeah. But it just melts down in there and tastes
Oh
like
my
a
gosh.
cinnamon roll. It's
And
yummy.
it's so pretty. Thank you so much, Wendy.
You're welcome. Thank
Dude,
you.
go make this, go make this. Go to Macy's, get all the stuff, come and make it, right?
Yes. It'll be a favorite.
Till our next show. We'll have Wendy on again.